I'm going to introduce the next text demo, which is from TK Events, fabulous company, just as an FYI, and it's my lovely friend Peter. Over to you, Peter.
Thank you so much, Cecilia. All right. Well, without further ado, thanks for stopping by, everyone. Hopefully you learn a little bit more about who we are as an agency and what we do. We like to think of ourselves as a small but mighty agency. We operate globally. We have offices in Vancouver, Toronto, and London. And we like to think of ourselves as a complete tech solution for live and virtual events. So whether it's trade shows, internal events, working with corporations, startups, associations, nonprofits, we really like to start our kickoffs by focusing on understanding our clients' needs, given the wide array of events that we throw. We have a very custom approach to how we like to build our events, rather than kind of listing off a list of functions and features. So I'll be showing you some of those use cases today, and maybe it'll help you better understand our white glove service approach to our events. All right, so here, as you can see, we had a client here. We did their annual summit. This was our D2L event. And this included registration, main stage, production. We integrated polling and Q&A that really connected both of our live and our virtual attendees. We had 1,000 attendees at this event. And our client's goal here was to really drive the engagement and to get as many people at the event as possible. And so we understand that it's a bit of a difficult task trying to get everyone to fly out to one location. So we added a virtual component to this event where over 1,000 people attended. And we pretty much doubled the attendance rate at this event. So here's an example of our virtual lobby. Here you were able to access the live stream that was going on, and I'll show that here in the next slide. So you'll see here our keynote speaker. We have pretty much the live stream production. We housed all of the on-demand content in here. And I mean, given the nature of the client being in tech education, they did request that this virtual event was fully accessible. So we did abide by all of our web content accessibility guidelines. Oh, awesome. Thank you. All right. And next we have our hybrid Loblaws HR conference. So this was a great example of our end-to-end production. We pretty much included the live streaming and the graphic creation for this event. So this was end-to-end, all of us internally. We have our speaker here actually, who was supposed to attend the event live. He ended up being ill. He was unable to make the event. So given that we owned the end-to-end production, we were able to kind of navigate that and set him up with tech so that way he could present his keynote from his own home. So I don't think none of that would have been possible if we hadn't owned that end-to-end production process. And here you can see it's the same HR event for Loblaws, but this is the virtual component. Again, we housed all of our live content here, so we were really able to make sure that everybody got to enjoy the content that was at the main stage. We did get a lot of feedback from attendees saying that they did feel like they were at the live event. So we do see a value in kind of having a permanent hybrid solution, not just a live event solution. All right, and here's a little snippet of our registration process for the ISF Security Forum in 2022. This was a hybrid event where our client's goal was ultimately to drive engagement. So we partnered up with Venue IQ. We implemented Bluetooth tracking. And so that was all throughout the venue, which allowed attendees to kind of gain information on where everyone was so they could meet particular people that they had common interests with. And we also included like a gamification component, which helped facilitate the desire for content engagement and networking throughout our mobile app. So I actually would have liked to take you guys through one of our virtual events for ISF, but given we are working with a PowerPoint presentation, I'm going to go ahead, move on to our build your own booth feature. So I know a lot of us are saying that, the virtual booth is dying. It's tedious. It's a lot of work. We find, going in between clients and sponsors, gathering assets, it can be a lot of work. Although the desire for it is still there. So we had a Women in Tech event, as you can see here on my screen, where we had an exhibition area in the venue. And we have booths here that you can see. And these were actually created with our build your own booth process. So this streamlined a lot of the heavy lifting that we would normally have to do, designing the booths, having our development team actually create them, having our clients chase sponsors, and kind of really eliminating the middleman for a lot of the information that we needed to build the booths. So I'll show you a little bit of a screenshot here as to what that looks like. We would simply send every individual sponsor their own unique link. So this booth would start blank, and then they could fill in any assets that they wanted to include on their booth. So you can see here we have, they can upload a wall graphic, they can add a video for the video screen, they can change the color of their booth, they can change the avatar. There's various options for following up. So we have a reception counter here, which you can follow up with having a meeting link, or even having a pop-up where someone could include their information so they could be contacted by email. And that could be then saved and seen in real time in the venue. So again, here, just some more features. You can add a PDF. We also have chat integrated into lots of our live events. So in building your own booth, you can add a custom chat feature, and we can use an API to connect the actual chat in the virtual venue. So I hope in seeing all of this, it kind of paints a clearer picture of what we do at TK. I mean, we not only identify, but we build, we source, and we manage all of the tech in your virtual and your live events. So we're really looking to leverage a lot of our expertise when it comes to creating immersive and engaging experiences. We come from a live events background, so I think adding the virtual component to all of this has really elevated the engagement for events. So thank you guys.